So for me, for a loving husband, I had to define what that was. And one of the things for me was, I'm not looking to get a pat on the back. So as a loving husband, if you've got this as one of your goals, I want to be a loving husband, let's make it a SMART goal, make it specific. So as a loving husband, there is, I would love for you guys, if you're married, you need go to Intentional Guy podcast, look up, it's a marriage one with Blaine, a friend of mine named Blaine. Blaine confronted me. Which this is why I love good friendships. My friend, he confronted me one day and he said to me, he said, Mike, he goes, every time we go out to eat, so I worked in a prison. I'm a pastor's kid. I have a lot of issues, all right? So I'm very sarcastic. I learned to be funny to hide pain, right? So I would do that to hide the pain that I was going through, everything like that. And Blaine said to me one day, he said, can I meet with you? I said, sure. So I'm like, we're talking, he said, hey, I just noticed, you're a funny guy, and but you're doing it at your wife's expense. And he's like, when we go out to eat all the time, you say something and we can see her face. I don't know if you see it or not, but, and I'm going to be honest with you. When he first said that, I'm like, who are you? I mean, I got offended. I was kind of mad, Let me tell you, your accountability partner, if he's doing his job right, he's probably going to make you mad. Okay? And I had to sit there for a minute and I thought, this had to take him a lot of courage to come and say this to me. Because he knew this wasn't going to be a popular conversation, but he's my friend. So I listened. And the truth is, nothing he told me had my wife not already told me how she felt. But I didn't see the harm. I'm just joking. Learn to take a joke, right? No, it was speaking negativity over her. I decided to start changing that. My wife said, so what'd you guys talk about? I didn't tell her. Because first off, I want my character to be that. I want it to be authentic. I want it to be real. Because for so much in my life, I was a performance-based Christian. The authenticity was not there. So I want to be authentic with my characters now. And so I had to dissect this. In order for me to become a loving husband, I had to figure out, what does she want from me? Here's the thing. My wife can stop at fast food on the way. I don't know if anybody else is like this, okay? My wife can stop for fast food on the way home and not have to ask me what I want. She knows exactly how I like my hamburger. Exactly. I'm driving home to pick up dinner, and we're just getting a hamburger, and I'm like, so how do you want your hamburger again? And guys, my wife, it's simple. Cheese, ketchup, mayonnaise only. And every time, what do you want? Now, what was I telling her every time I did that? She got frustrated with me because I know what you want, but how do you not know? You've bought me 800 hamburgers, and you don't, and I've never changed the way I like my hamburger. So how do you, very frustrating to her, right? I learned I had to start paying attention. Because one thing, guys, let me tell you, your wife doesn't want to tell you what she wants from you. So I aligned myself with other men And I loved how they treated their wife. And I wanted to rub elbows. We're going back to that philosophy, what you pour in is what flows out from you. And later on we're going to talk about the circle of 5, how important friendships are. But what I learned in that moment, how important it was. And one day, when I knew I finally got it, I was driving around work, I work for juvenile justice, doing school contacts, things like this. And my wife called me. I said, hey, how you doing, baby? She's like, she said, I went to Starbucks, so I got the wrong coffee. I got to work, I realized I only put on one sock, so I'm only wearing one sock today, and I don't have my coffee. She's like, I guess I'm just destined to have a bad day. The old Mike would have been like, life happens, shake it off, you know, you got the wrong coffee, right? Now, the loving husband Mike heard something. What did I heard? I'm destined to have a bad day. I immediately was at a Dollar General. I pulled into Dollar General, got a gift bag, got a no-show pair of socks, because I don't know what hamburger she likes, but I know what socks she wears. So I got her a pair of socks, you know. I went to Starbucks. I hacked into her app. I had to call her best friend to figure it out, okay? But I hacked into it because I don't want my wife to know. And I was like, listen, my wife got the wrong drink today. You've got to make it right. I'm not leaving here. You got to have the foam and the caramel drizzle. Don't leave out the drizzle. Very important for my wife, you know? So I did all this. My daughter works with my wife. I texted my daughter. I said, listen, I'm surprising your mom right now. I just need you to meet me at the door and take me to her office. So my daughter did. I walked in there and I gave my wife, she saw me come around the corner and she saw me carrying her Starbucks coffee with the caramel drizzle on it. I've got a bag in here with a card, and she's like, I've already got her with the coffee. But then I bought her socks and I put in there a card. It's a blank card. And it said, my wife deserves to have nothing but good days. And I gave it to her and I left. That simple action that I did turned my marriage around. You know why? Because for the first time, she felt like I saw her. For the first time, I did for her what she always does without thinking for me and the kids. I became very addictive to how my wife looks at me.